to the Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week preview show presented by Mercy, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider of the Missouri Valley Conference. With head coach Steve Prohm, I'm Harry Schroeder. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. on your local Gray Media station and on Matrix Midwest here in St. Louis. The Murray State Racers will be visiting the Salukis of Southern Illinois. And Coach Prohm, thanks for joining us today. You guys stand at 4-4 in the middle of the conference. It's all packed in front of you, all packed behind you.
Yeah.
It's a critical time of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, once we get through this week, we'll be, done with lap two, halfway. And, the one thing I think this league is, it shows you, you can go on good streaks and you can go on tough streaks. And, a week ago, if we were talking, everybody was feeling great. And then a week later, you can be, disappointed, frustrated. Then a week later it can change again. But, I looked at the standings last night just to kind of get a gauge on everything. Don't really talk too much to the team about it because really until you finish that third lap of the season, when you're getting down to about 16 to 20, that's when you really kind of hone in on that. Um, but we're right in the middle. When you do look, you got to take one game at a time, but we do have 5 of 7 on the road.
Hmm.
Seems like we've been on the road since December 3rd. It's like it's just we've been gone. But you got to handle that and you got to deal with it. And Southern Illinois is a great rival. We used to always play them in the non-conference. We've had some really, really tough competitive games the last 2 years with them, with Brian's teams. Familiar with Scott. We actually played against each other in a bracket buster game here in 2013. We had Isaiah Cannon, he had Nate Walters, and it was a really good game. And I never made the return back to Brookings. I was gone, but yeah, we're right in the mix, and we got to play well. This is a big game, and it's the next game. But you're a step away from the top four, and you're a step away from, being staying kind of in the middle, and so we just got to stay with it.
You talked about the rivalry there. Would Southern and Belmont be the top two rivals in terms of the fan thought in Murray?
Yeah, if you were to take a straw poll within the league. Now, outside the league, there you're going to talk Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, Austin P for sure, just traditionally over the years. But within our league, no question. Belmont, obviously number one, just too many good games and conference rivals for many, many years, and great respect for Casey and when Rick was there. Uh, but Southern Illinois is definitely a 1A and a 1B. For our fan base for sure.
You talked about going on the road. I think league teams are something. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's like 24-20. I mean, the road teams are winning a lot. You guys are only 2-2 at home, but it's been an abnormal season where the road teams have been winning a ton of games in Valley play.
Yeah, I think that's the frustrating thing. My first year here in the league, we were really good at home. We lost to Drake, who was really good, and we lost one other home game. Last year we won on the road some. Um, this year, obviously going to Iowa and playing really well. We're 2-2 on the road. The frustration I think in league play for us is losing home games, and that's what kind of, I won't say put you behind the eight ball because I always look at it like +1, +2 if you win road games. We're even right now. We're at 0. We're 4-4. But we've got to play better at home, for us to get to the top four, which is a goal of ours.
The Drake and UNI sweep of Iowa, the margins of winning and losing are so narrow. What were you doing just outstandingly there, and can you compare it to the last two games?
Yeah, I thought that stretch there and Drake's playing really good and they've played well all year. I just thought our physicality, for 40 minutes, our toughness, our physicality, ability to make big shots, at times. And then Northern Iowa. I thought both teams up there played okay that night, but again, physicality, making tough plays down the stretch. And then we played Valpo. We had won 3 in a row there, and they're averaging 80 points. We hold them to 47, and it was a rock fight. But again, the physicality, the toughness on the defensive end. I don't think this past week, and credit both those teams. UIC's playing extremely well. Bradley's obviously hitting on all cylinders,
Mm.
and they've got a mature, experienced, tough team. But we haven't played with the physicality and the toughness on the defensive end that I thought gave us opportunities to get that 3-game winning streak.
When I look at your offense, I think in league play, 5 of your 8 games, you've been under 70. One game at 71. So 6 of them at 71 or under. What do you need to do to get that offense going? Or do you want to keep the game in that arena because you're trying to play that tough D?
No, it's funny. I hear everybody in the league talk about how slow we play. And like if you've ever followed our program or my teams, my best teams have really made threes and had good spacing and played with really good pace and uh, but for whatever reason, the numbers show that we play slower from that standpoint. But I think part of it is we've got to do a better job. When I was looking at the numbers last night, statistically, we got to do a better job from the free throw line. In league play, we're shooting a little bit better, but that's been Achilles heel. Even like Bradley, we start in the first half, we're 4 for 9, from the free throw line from our guards. Where we're up 6. You go 4 for 9, you may be up 10 from that standpoint. But I think the biggest thing offensively that's not really aligned with our teams over the years, we're turning the ball over way too much. I think that's just a big thing, and whether that's leading to easy baskets on the opportunity or just taking opportunities away from us, and then our finishing rate inside the paint. We've got to finish the ball better at the rim, in the paint, because the best thing we do is paint touches. If you look at our free throw line disparity, there's a major difference between us getting the free throw line and us giving up free throws, and we've got to be a lot more efficient in that area, finishing, valuing the ball, the fundamentals. I think we just got to really clean up some of that stuff.
Let's talk a little bit about the Salukis. Their big three offensively, Hensley and Deba and Davis. They present a lot of problems. Deba is really quick off the bounce, and Davis can do about everything. And Hensley's been killing people outside. Talk about those three in particular, how you might go about slowing them down.
Yeah, well, they're playing with confidence now. And I haven't watched the Northern Iowa game. I watched the Missouri State games last night, yesterday. I watched Northern Iowa this morning, and we'll meet on them here once I'm off this Zoom. Um, I really like Hensley. We recruited him last year, during the coaching transition over at SIU. I just at his size, I think he has a skill set that I really like. He's got athleticism, skill. He had a huge block actually against us last year. We had a layup to go win the game, and he blocked Quincy Anderson to go on a game-winning drive. So he's a presence on both ends of the floor. Obviously, the transfer Dia, and then Kennard Davis is a returning guy that's been in the program. But both guys have size, toughness, ability to score. Um, but it's confidence too. They swept Missouri State there, and they come back home, and now they got I believe it's a 2-game homestand. I don't think I would think not 3, but maybe. Um, and now they've won 3 in a row, and now you're going over there, and obviously they've got a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. So that means we got to be even sharper, and we got to be even more fundamentally sound.
Will it be Nick's job to slow down Hensley, or will you do it like that, figure out which guy guards whom, or will it be a different setup?
Yeah, watching the tape that I've watched so far, it looks like he plays mostly at the 5.
Hmm.
I'll talk to my staff to see how much he plays at the 4. Uh, but he's a guy that you got to look at. How do you want to guard in pick and roll? How do you want to guard in dribble handoffs? And so, if he's at the 5, either Nick or Kyron, will guard him. It's just we've got to make our decisions on, and I don't want to put this out on air right now on how we're going to guard him. But we've got to make some decisions. He's a guy that when you're watching tape, he's one of the guys you got to make decisions. How do you want to guard him in the post? How do you want to guard him in pick and roll? And because he presents some matchup problems at the 5.
Jacoby, I think, is now third all time in your program in assists. Just talk about what he's meant to the program the last several years.
Yeah, he's been a consummate. This program's had some elite point guards. You can go back all the way back to a guy named Lamont Sleets, if you remember that name. But I mean, they've had great point guards here for a long, long time, and it's really been the one of the staples of this program. And Jacoby's been a great 3 year guy, experienced, understands the league now. My biggest focus with him is, to take the step to where we're kind of right there to where it's like, all right, are you going to be in the top third of the league, or are you just going to hover in the middle? Like, what are we going to do?
Hmm.
And these next couple weeks, we got to decide, and he's going to be a big focal point in doing that. And I got to spend some more time with him to try to really, help push that narrative and help him take this next step as he goes down the stretch run of his senior year. But we need him to be really aggressive for us. When he's aggressive, when he's playing downhill, I know he's a point guard, and we need his assist turnover ratio to be better in league play. Right now, it's just a hair over 1-to-1. We got to be better there, but he's got to be aggressive, and when he's aggressive and he plays well, along with Harkham, then we are a really tough out.
Ed Harkham's made some big shots lately. I know you're a one game at a time guy. All you coaches are, but it is big rivalry week. Southern on
Yeah.
Wednesday, Belmont on the weekend. You can't allow yourself to peek down the road, but it's a big, big week for the racers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge week. They're all big, but this has a little bit, there's certain games that mean a lot more to the fan base, to the coaches. You understand and you respect the rivalries, but you have to do it. You have to go a game at a time. But we're on the road at Southern Illinois, and then home Belmont Saturday afternoon. And Belmont's off to a really good start. The one thing Belmont's done a great job of is they've taken care of their home games. And that's half the battle in league play, is taking care of home. And that's probably where my most frustration lies. If you told me, with looking at our road schedule, that we'd be 2-2 in league play right now, you'd probably be all right. You know, we're probably going to be 5-3 or 6-2 in league. And we're 4-4. You are what you are, and now we got to go play the next game. And like I said, things can change back the other way very, very quick. But it's a big week. It's games that they all matter, but there's a little bit in that fan base that I know they're chomping at the bit for this week.
Appreciate your time this week, Steve. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry.
That's head coach Steve Prohm of the Murray State Racers. Our Wednesday night coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central. For information on where you can catch the games, head to mvc-sports.com. For the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm Harry Schroeder.